So 2 days ago, I bought a totaled Corvette, and I thought the most intelligent thing to do would be to fix it in 36 hours and drive it unproven 1,300 miles across the country. 2 a.m. somewhere in Arizona. Months ago, my father-in-law was taken out by a big SUV in a C5 Corvette. Unfortunately, that led to the insurance totaling out his car, which is a little bit suspicious. I wasn't okay with that. He loves the car, wants it to be on the road, and I told him, don't let him total it out. I'm buying it for you. I'm gonna fix it, and with some help of parts off of that pallet, thanks to another salvage Corvette, we were able to get it back together. Just finished the alignment. It is 100% within spec, and she's ready to party. And that's a good thing, because she has a 1,300 mile party coming up on this video. So guys, a special aloha from beautiful sunny Southern California, where we are at currently my in-laws house. So what we have here is an unproven Corvette suspension, which is gonna hit a 1,300 mile drive after being disassembled from this pallet and thrown on that car. But before we leave, we actually have a few more things to do. First one being picking up my co-pilot. So I am happy to say that the OG Lonestar Hawaiian is in fact gonna be joining us for this video, because he is my pilot. My co-pilot anyways. And we've picked up quite a bit of emergency preparedness, as I'm gonna say it. So we definitely got a fun one planned for you today, guys. Stick around because we're heading to the beach. Well, San Diego first, then the beach. All right, Ohana, we are back. We got the OG, who's currently in the pool right now with the grandson. Sorry, Dad. Thanks for entertaining the kids for a moment while I go to town on this. So what we're gonna do is pull off as many valuable pieces as I can to take back with us. Space is gonna be tight, but we're gonna go ahead and see what we can bring home with us. And here's the piece. There's the failure. When the car was hit, the tie rod end broke off and the spindle broke at this point here where the bolts are coming through. And because of that, said insurance company that will remain nameless totaled out the car without even documenting it, without photographing it, and just took it to Copart. It sat there for 3 months. And it took to the point of threatening to bring a deputy to Copart that they finally actually released the car. So there's some legal stuff happening at the moment, but there we go. Hey, welcome to California. Putting your rat to work. Yeah. That's where the lock key was. I'm gonna steal this one. Because we were taking ours apart and we found a lock key on the ground. We're like, uh-oh, where'd that come from? All right, good morning, guys. So what we're gonna do this morning is gonna try to re-bend this bracket back in place to where it can hold the inner fender without it wiggling around. So we're gonna kind of puzzle this back together, get that done, and then gaffer's tape the rest of this.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands, strong like a tree.
So if you guys missed the last video, you missed quite a bit. This entire side, suspension-wise, from upper to lower control arm, it's from a 2002 Corvette, which is also wrecked. Got it on a pallet in here. Unfortunately, it's doing really, really well for us. So this all looks good still. Wanted to get in here and take a look. And then we gotta get this bracket back in there. We're gonna have to bend it back as good as we can, get this thing back together.
Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
You know, I might not be good at a lot of things, but rigging stuff up, I take pride in that. I'm pretty dang good at that. So we have everything pretty much patched up, got the fender, got all the pieces somewhat set in here, and everything bolted down, the bracket bent to fit, and we're good for the trip home. We even got our new marker light there. It's got an LED strip. On top of that, guys, I don't know how we managed this, but everything is right there behind the glass target top. Everything. Both axles, upper, lower control arms on both sides, an entire spindle, as well as all the tools I bought from Harbor Freight earlier. There is so much storage space in the back of this hatch. It's insane. Not kidding, guys. Look, that's all that's left. So what I'm going to do is go on a quick test drive to make sure everything feels good before we hit the road for the next 22 hours. Initially, we're going to stop in Albuquerque for the night, but we decided, executive decision, we're taking this all the way, guys. Hey guys, before we hit the road on this adventure, we finally got this in the mail and I just had to show it to you. We have from YouTube, there's a letter from the CEO, but more importantly, our silver play button. 100,000 subscribers right there on Lonestar Hawaiian. I never thought I'd be this excited about a little plaque and a little play button, but this is 4.5, nearly 5 years of work to get to this point. It does not exist without you. I want to say thank you guys because this is awesome. I'm excited about this. We're gonna prop it up right here on the desk. This is so freaking cool. Made it a whole 4.9 miles. First of many stops, guys. Imagine if you're driving a truck. Imagine filling up that thing right now in California.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Woo! 3 hours in, boys. Heck. Yeah, just doing a quick oil check, making sure we're all set to go still. And this is real life, if you can believe that. 720 for gas. This is real life. Pop the hood again. There we go. Pops is taking the next couple hours. Getting some seat time before it gets completely dark out here.
Yeah.
Say something to him.
Hey, Mav. Maverick. Yo, Mav.
When it rains, it pours. Water's up to my chin.
Just a little bit different than the Camaro, huh?
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, it's like you like, where? Yeah, I can get used to this real quick. Longer shift.
Much longer throw.
You gotta raise a little hell and I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They said no to sleepless night.
Good evening from middle of nowhere, Arizona. Behold, I want to document this moment because this is the most expensive gas I have ever purchased in my life. And I lived in Hawaii for a very, very long time. It was 88 bucks to fill up a Corvette and I wasn't even empty. Whew, 1:43 a.m. We are, I have no idea where we are, but this thing is cranking down the miles. And as long as the road is smooth, this car is a dream to drive. But as soon as the road becomes any bit imperfect,
This land holds great beauty.
my goodness, this gets a little bit rowdy. 57 to 60 degrees, a little higher elevation, but from here on out, we're gonna go a little bit lower and it's gonna get a little bit warmer. But it is Pop's turn to drive. It is 2 a.m. I'm gonna take a quick nap. And then next time you see us, it'll probably be about sunrise. Wish us luck. Suspension, not gonna talk about it.
Will you find me? Hope you find me. I'll be back home soon. When the sunrise.
Now we're in Texas, we only got 6 more hours.
Longest part of the drive.
Big state. Woo, boys, last fuel up. We are T-minus 3 hours from my dad's house because we gotta drop him off and then we go home. Can't wait to get back home. We actually have 93 octane, 438. Quite a bit better than the 799 we saw earlier in California, but the car's been driving fantastic. 30.5 miles per gallon is what we've averaged to this point. 30 miles a gallon in a V8. This is ugly. but it's done the job. 3 more hours. Home stretch, boys. I'm exhausted. I'll be dropping him off, eating dinner really quick, and then I'm going home. Whew. I'm tired. This car's done well. However, in our trip, we found a few quirks with the car. Number one is that gap right there. I'm sure you can hear it, but it's just been extremely loud. I either replace the weather stripping or figure out why the window's not up in the weather stripping correctly. The blinker sometimes just stops working randomly. So sometimes you have an indicator, sometimes you don't. And then the air conditioning. It works really well when it's on auto. If you do anything and touch it, it just goes kind of crazy. Ducts start moving, it gets stuck, it makes a lot of noise, and the blower motor stops. But everything else has just been solid. Highway 75, let's go. I'm gonna call that a win.
That's a win. We're here.
1,300 miles in 21 hours.
No tickets, no flats.
No explosions, no lost oil, just a lot of caffeine. Thank you, Dad, as always.
It was fun.
Picking up my cars from other places of the country. First one in Virginia, next one in California. Hi, Mom.
Hi, sweetie.
Good as a pickup truck. Corvette. There's a few guys that I know that have these Daytona jacks, and I've been waiting for an excuse to actually go out and get one. Not just one, but yeah, 2 of them. It turns out my good old trusty Craftsman 3-ton jack, not low enough to get under the Corvette. I need a low profile one. In addition, this one actually did fail me a few months back when I was trying to lift up the truck. It just lost hydraulic pressure. We have our new Daytona 3-ton heavy duty jack in this beautiful green color, in addition to this 1.5 aluminum racing jack. The small one's gonna be super handy to just have around, replacing this little AC Delco 2-ton I've had since the channel started back in Hawaii. Super stoked on this. So we're gonna get these unboxed and get the Corvette a little bit in the air so you actually can deal with some of the issues that it's facing already. So 100% these are not going to fit, but just imagine ZL1 wheels on an old C5. Looks ridiculous because the fronts are 18s, those are 19s. Those are 20-inch wheels. If you ever asked me how hot it is right now, I would simply answer stupid hot. It has not rained in like nearly 70 days. So we're just struggling to keep any type of grass alive. Really could use some rain right now. So anyways, on the C5 Corvette, there is dozens of things we get to tweak and make better and also fix. First off, the turn signal went out. And in the future, I think I'm gonna look at doing some switchback LEDs. They're on the marker lights, some high output fog lamps, and then potentially doing kind of the sleepy eye conversion for the pop-up headlamp. The windshield, however, has been a giant pain in the Okole. We got a massive crack here across the front. The issue right now is they require a master technician in order to replace the windshield on this thing. I guess it's so difficult to do with all these moldings and how it's structured, but also the glass itself is really hard to get. Working on that as we speak. The headlight motor makes a horrible grinding noise, which is the problem we actually had on the driver's side. We rectified that problem, but now the problem is over here. The hood has a crack in the fiberglass. I guess something was left up underneath the hood when they went to close it, and it cracked it from underneath. So the hood is gonna get a replacement. And then obviously there, the damage is from the wreck. We're getting some new fenders. I wanna do some wide body ones. I don't know if I wanna do carbon fiber or just regular fiberglass. All right, it's enough talking. It's way too hot. Let's get this car in the air and start fixing some of these issues. So I'm guessing she just got a little warm on the way home. We drove for 21 hours straight, so it kind of does make sense. The turn signal lamp just got a little hot, so I pulled it out and the bulb wasn't burnt out at all. Actually, I just cleaned up the terminal and stuck it back in, and it works just fine. So we're gonna throw it all back together. That looks horrible. You know the feeling when something just fits right? This is not one of those situations. It looks like a monster truck tire. Regardless, it doesn't really matter because the hub size is different. The C5 hub is just a tad bit larger than the ZL1 hubs. You're You're just gonna have to basically clearance this entire front bumper like an off-road truck. Ooh, off-road C5 Corvette.
I don't wanna live life fast or die too young. Die too young. 100 miles per hour, I might crash cause the good die young. Yeah, the good die young. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone.
The more and more the years clock on, the less and less you will ever see a manual transmission. No, this is not a rare Corvette. Chevrolet made nearly 250,000. They're not rare, they're not super powerful, but I'll tell you, they're dang fun. It is a polar opposite experience from the ZL1, which makes nearly double the power. This is actually, I would argue, just as much fun. There's something old and raw about it. Pop-up headlights. Guys, there's so much we can do. It's a salvaged car, so as far as purists go, no one can get mad. We need new fenders, so I'm thinking of going wide body. And with a wide body means we need new wheels and tires. We need a better setup. I need comments below, guys, because I don't know a lot about this platform. I don't know a lot about this car. This was not a planned purchase. I didn't want them to scrap it, so we saved it. And driving it across the desert overnight, hundreds of miles from civilization. Probably the dumbest thing I've ever done, but man, it was fun. Got to spend a lot of good time here in this cockpit with my dad, and this thing beat us to death. We were exhausted, which is why it's been 2 weeks before we actually close out this video. But boys, I want to thank you for joining me for today's video. Thank you for hanging out till this point in the video. I cannot thank you enough. If you haven't yet, join the Ohana, join the family, scroll down, hit that subscribe button below. Y'all take care. Ahui-ho. Aloha.
100 miles per hour, might crash cause good die young. But here I come. Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home.